forthwith, and the other bills are set down for third reading presently. Honourable Chester Borrows.
The 19 bills divided from the Statutes Amendment Bill number 3 now be read a third time.
The question is that the motion be agreed to. Those of that opinion will say aye. Aye. Contrary, no. The ayes have it.
Anti-money laundering and countering financing of terrorism Amendment Bill, third reading. Children, young persons and their families Amendment Bill, third reading. Dog Control Amendment Bill, third reading. Dumping and Countervailing Duties Amendment Bill, third reading. Electricity Industry Amendment Bill, third reading. Gas Amendment Bill, third reading. Heavy Engineering Research Levy Amendment Bill, third reading. Lawyers and Conveyances Amendment Bill number 2, third reading. Local Government Act 1974 Amendment Bill, third reading. Local Government Act 2002 Amendment Bill number 2, third reading. Local Government Auckland Council Amendment Bill, third reading. Auckland Transitional Provisions Amendment Bill, third reading. New Zealand Geographical Board Taunaha o Aotearoa Amendment Bill number 2, third reading. Ngāti Pro Claims Amendment Bill, third reading. Real Estate Agents Amendment Bill, third reading. Residential Tenancies Amendment Bill, third reading. Social Security Amendment Bill number 2, third reading. Tauraroa Claims Settlement Bill, third reading. Veterinarian Amendment Bill, third reading.
Honourable Ian Tolley.
Oh, no.
Sorry? Honourable Ian Tolley.
Mr. Speaker, I move that the Arms Military-Style Semi-Automatic Firearms and Import Controls Amendment Bill be now read a third time. This bill amends the Arms Act 1983 to clarify the definition of military-style semi-automatic firearms, known as MSSAs, and to place controls on the importation of air guns that look like real pistols, military-style semi-automatic firearms or restricted weapons. The bill does not radically change the status quo in respect of what constitutes a military-style semi-automatic firearm. A change in the definition was needed as a result of a 2010 High Court decision, Lincoln v Police. This created a degree of uncertainty around the definition of military-style semi-automatic firearms and hence police's ability to determine which firearms would come under that definition. The bill returns the situation to a classification regime very similar to that administered between 1992 and 2009, but with added clarity. That regime was generally understood and accepted by the firearms community. A military-style semi-automatic firearm will now be defined in a positive, straightforward manner as a semi-automatic firearm that has one or more specified features, rather than, as with the present definition in the Arms Act, in the negative, in a semi-automatic firearm that is not in sporting configuration. The bill introduces a right of appeal to the District Court for a person who is affected by a determination that a particular air gun is a military-style semi-automatic firearm. Controls on the importation of air guns that look like real pistols, military-style semi-automatic firearms or restricted weapons are needed because these air guns are being used for criminal purposes. These air guns are now classified as restricted air guns. Police estimates that there is at least one incident a week where an air gun that looks like a real pistol, a restricted weapon or a military-style semi-automatic firearm has been presented, requiring an armed police response. Sometimes these involve a call-out of the Armed Offenders Squad. This is a drain on police resources and creates risks for staff and the public. The import controls in the bill for restricted air guns are the same import permit controls that apply to real pistols, military-style semi-automatic firearms or restricted weapons. A permit will only be granted if the Commissioner of Police is satisfied that there are special reasons why the air gun should be imported. Permits would be issued to allow for the legitimate importation of air guns for sporting and collection purposes and the like. The bill includes an amendment to eliminate the unnecessary regulation of fully automatic air guns used for airsoft and paintball sports. Fully automatic air guns used for these sports are currently declared restricted weapons by the Arms Restricted Weapons and Specially Dangerous Air Guns Order 1984. This does not accurately reflect their reduced ability to cause harm, and so the bill removes them from being classified as restricted weapons. They will still, however, be subject to the import controls applying to restricted air guns where they look like pistols, military-style semi-automatic firearms, or firearms capable of full automatic fire. The bill was amended following its consideration by the Law and Order Committee. I'd once again like to thank the Law and Order Committee for their careful consideration of the bill and for the refinements it made to the bill. The amended bill addresses the main concerns that the committee heard from submitters. In particular, the bill now includes an additional layer of parliamentary scrutiny to regulations that declare particular makes and models of firearms or firearms of a stated description to be military-style semi-automatic firearms, or declare particular features of firearms to be features of a military-style semi-automatic firearm. Any regulations made by Order in Council under new section 74AB to D of the Principal Act are to be confirmed by statute within a specified period. Such confirmation, which will usually be through a subordinate legislation confirmation and validation bill, will provide Parliament with an opportunity to consider the policy behind the regulations. If Parliament does not confirm these regulations, they will be revoked. In conclusion, the Arms Military-Style Semi-Automatic Firearms and Import Controls Amendment Bill improves the Arms Act 1983 by addressing two issues that need to be resolved with some urgency. Clarifying the definition of MSSAs is in the interests of gun owners, as it removes uncertainties around which of their firearms will have additional requirements for their possession. At the same time, it improves the ability of the Arms Act to apply controls on the possession of military-style semi-automatic firearms. Placing controls on the importation of air guns that can be mistaken for real pistols, military-style semi-automatic firearms or restricted weapons will limit their availability for criminal use and improve public safety. I commend this bill to the House.
The question is that the motion be agreed to. I call Chris Farfoy.